to WNEM TV5's Fast Break Friday Preview Show.
Hey everyone, and welcome to WNEM's Fast Break Friday Preview Show. While love might be in the air this weekend, of course, for Valentine's Day, there certainly won't be any love lost on the basketball court. For high school boys and girls hoops, as teams are getting ready for the postseason.
That's right, Mark. And with only about a week left in the regular season for the boys and 2 weeks for the girls, teams are looking to build momentum as they head into the postseason. And there's no better way to do that than taking down your conference rival, just like in our WNEM Game of the Week, as Freeland takes on Frankenmuth in a Tri-Valley Conference Red Showdown in boys basketball.
We'll kick off the show by focusing on the Falcons. Freeland enters this game with a 16-3 overall record, while being 7-2 in the Tri-Valley Conference Red. The Falcons are rolling right now, having won 8 of their last 9 games, and understand a massive challenge awaits them tomorrow as the Eagles are undefeated at 18-0. Freeland lost by just 4 points earlier this season, but aren't rattled one bit. The Falcons have 12 seniors on their roster and know how to stay calm when the lights are bright.
Our guys would be disappointed if we didn't call it a rivalry. It is 100% a rivalry. You know, like, we respect the heck out of them, but it is a rivalry. We want to win, and our communities show out, and there's going to be 1,400 people. It's going to be sold out, and to say it's not a rivalry would be selling it short.
We're a veteran team. I mean, we went to the Elite Eight. There were some very intense crowds there, and I expect Friday to be no different, and I think our team's ready for that.
Now for Frankenmuth as they enter this game with a perfect 18-0 record. It's the best start for the Eagles since 2008. Frankenmuth's motto this season is dream big, focus small. Head coach Andy Donovan continues to emphasize this to his team and reminds them to take it one game at a time. The Eagles already matched their win total from a season ago. Frankenmuth says being a true all-around team is why they've had so much success this season.
Everyone's talking about in school. Our athletic director is posting around, everyone saying get your tickets because we're going to sell out soon. Our student section, they're asking us what we want, what signs we're going to wear. It's always great.
We have a ton of respect for Freeland. I mean, their experience, you know, Wilson, Tristan, and Cooper are all 4-year varsity players. Tucker and Connor are 3-year varsity players. You know, and then they play, you know, Max, Xander, and Ross, and, you know, so they play 8 seniors. They have a ton of big game experience. They're a good bunch. I mean, you know, they're a little bit similar to us in terms of the athleticism and stuff, and so a ton of respect for them. They're a very good team.
Well, let's take a closer look at the battle between Freeland and Frankenmuth throughout the years. Like we mentioned a little bit ago, the Falcons and Eagles had their first meeting of the season over a month ago, with Frankenmuth getting the road win 47-43.
And that was a massive win for the Eagles for more than one reason, because it ended a 9-game losing streak to Freeland that goes back to 2022. And since Freeland joined the TVC back in 2020, there has not been a split in the regular season between these two programs. Freeland will be looking to change that and keep their TVC Red Championship hopes alive tomorrow night. And what a fun, like they mentioned, I can't wait to see what that crowd's going to look like tomorrow night.
Yeah, it was packed the first game between Freeland and Frankenmuth. I expect tomorrow to be no different. I know that tickets are being sold very quickly, and they expect it to sell out. They are going to close the doors and lock them to keep people out that don't have tickets. Should be an electric atmosphere. Should be a good game, too, for just 4 points was the first matchup. And what's fun about tomorrow night, that's just one of double-digit games, of course, that we're planning to get to. Let's stay in boys hoops. And we go to the Saginaw Valley League South. Saginaw United and Powers Catholic going to meet up in Flint. The Phoenix Center, this matchup at 12-7 and 6-3 in conference play, while the Chargers are 14-4 overall. Also 6-3 in the SVL. Back in mid-January, Powers Catholic came to Saginaw and defeated United 76-67. The winner of this game will have some bragging rights as they'll lock up the second spot in the SVL South.
Staying in the SVL, but in the North Conference, Heritage gets ready to host Mount Pleasant. The Oilers are 14-3 on the season, while 7-2 in the SVL. And for the Hawks, they're 13-5 overall and 8-1 in the conference. These two teams met up last month, and it was a game that Mount Pleasant wants to forget. They suffered a 62-23 loss to Heritage, and since that game, both teams have gone in opposite directions. The Oilers would win 7 of their last 8 games, while the Hawks would go 4-3. Heritage will be looking for another big win over Mount Pleasant, as they have already locked up the SVL North title and a spot in the conference title game against Grand Blanc at home next Friday.
Now girls basketball, where we will go back to our Game of the Week location, where Freeland and Frankenmuth will also be playing in a massive matchup in the TVC Red. The Falcons are 12-5 this season, 6-2 in the Tri-Valley. The Eagles come in at 9-7 overall and 8-1 in the conference. Back in January, Freeland would hand Frankenmuth their only loss in the TVC with a 46-42 win. Now with a win on Friday, Frankenmuth would clinch at least a share of the Tri-Valley Conference Red title with just 2 games left. And as I mentioned, Cole, the first time these two met up, that was actually our Game of the Week, was the girls' game, and that was sold out. They had to close the doors for that game as well. Should be a good atmosphere tomorrow night.
I say both those teams, these are the 2 top teams in the Tri-Valley Conference. It always seems like the conference comes down to those 2 teams every year, and majority of the sports I feel like in the Tri-Valley Conference. So should be another fun one to watch. And like you said, if you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure you get them right now, because you might not have any coming up here in the next couple hours or so.
Yes.
Now to the Flint Metro League, as Fenton looks to lock up the Stripes Division title as they host Flushing. The Tigers come into this matchup with a 12-7 record and 8-1 in conference play, while the Raiders aren't having the season they hoped with a 4-5 record in the Stripes. They were able to give Fenton a run for their money earlier this season, as the Tigers would just be able to escape with a 37-36 victory. And with the win, Fenton would become the outright champions of the Flint Metro League Stripes and have the 1 seed heading into the Flint Metro League Championship Tournament.
Other games we have on our schedule tomorrow include in girls hoops, Grand Blanc at Davidson. John Glenn is at home against Garber, and in a crosstown rivalry, Dow takes on Midland High. Looking forward to that one.
And in boys basketball, Valentine travels to face Reese. Neville Catholic Central welcomes Hemlock, and Michigan Lutheran Seminary faces Carleton.
Fantastic slate of games.
It's a fun week this weekend, like you mentioned. It's do or die pretty much for a lot of these teams right now to kind of get ready for the playoffs. Trying to build that momentum up, and of course, next week, we have 1 week to go, and you have all those conference championship games coming up next week as well, too. So should be a fun one next week as well, too. And then a week after that, it's playoff time.
Playoff atmospheres, too, which is going to be fun tomorrow night. You have a lot of crosstown rivalries happening, a lot of rivalries just in conference play as well. So, teams are going to start getting used to seeing big-time crowds for big-time games. And we'll have to see which teams rise up to the occasions and which teams, unfortunately, fall to the bottom. And
this is why you plan some of these games at the end of the season as well, too, to get ready for that playoff atmosphere, get ready for what it's going to feel like in those kind of games, and get ready for that run here as we get ready to go into March.
Yeah, should be fun. We'll have all that and more coming up tomorrow night on Fast Break Friday.
Along with double-digit games, we'll have our play of the night and the 3 finalists for next Friday's game of the week.
Well, that'll do it for our preview show. For Cole Martins, I'm Mark Pearson. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow night for another edition of Fast Break Friday.